everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, the Willow Princess, and I have just come back from a 6-day holiday. I didn't go anywhere for this one, I just stayed in my town that I live in, but my sister and nephew came up to visit, and we've been doing that for the last few years now, a bit of a tradition every August. And so I treated it as much like a holiday as I could. And we went to some op shops, we went for some walks, we went to the beach, and I wanted to share a little bit of a haul of what I got and some things that I kept, some ephemera that I will be journaling with. I printed out lots of photos, and later on I will share some journal pages. Oh, excuse my voice. And yeah, this was the first thing that I found in an op shop. And I love this idea of, you know how people, when they go on holidays, they might get a souvenir like a mug or a spoon or a postcard wherever they go. I used to get a journal wherever I went, but because I have so many journals, I haven't done that in a very, very long time. But I kind of thought of this idea of each holiday I go on, I go thrifting because I love thrifting, and finding a cat or a black cat and adding it to my cat collection. And so I got to the end of the op shop, and at the counter I just saw this folded up on the counter in a little dish, and I was like, oh look, a bluebird. And I thought I'd get it just for the bluebird, but I wasn't sure what was on the other side, so I thought I'd just check. And I opened it up, and then I was like, oh my goodness, it's a cat, and it is so cute. I mean, it's kind of grey but can stand in for black, and I thought that was just absolutely perfect. There's flowers, there's a bluebird. I also sort of collect bluebirds and the cat, so that is perfect. And then my sister, she ended up buying it for me as like a little holiday gift. So isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it. I would definitely scan that and make that one available. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then what else did I get? So at a different op shop, I got, it wasn't actually an op shop, it was a secondhand bookshop, and it is Heidi, and I got it purely just for the beautiful illustrations. So I just love the florals, and I was thinking of making a Heidi journal out of it, but then I just thought maybe I would cut up this book to use as decoration for my pages for this holiday. So I love, love, love it. Such sweet illustrations. I would like to do a Heidi journal eventually though. That is a theme I'd like to visit, with like the beautiful flowers, and just, yeah, I love the pictures. They are gorgeous. So picked up that book. I also picked up this book from a different op shop. You can see Lifeline, The Secret Garden. So you guys know that this was one of my favorite movies that I watched growing up, and the story just kind of like Alice in Wonderland, similar for me in that it's about going into this magical place, and a place that's all your own, and Wonderland for Alice, The Secret Garden for Mary, and I love it. So I thought I can always use pages from this book in any of my botanical journals, any of my garden journals, any floral journal. I can put these in and perhaps make some tags and envelopes and pockets out of these pages because they're meaningful to me. And then I can use the cover, of course, to make a journal out of as well. At the same op shop, I found this book, and this is not for journaling in any way. This is purely for me. I've always, whenever I see this book at the bookshop, I'm always picking it up and thinking, do I get it? Do I not get it? And finally, when I saw it for $3 at the op shop, I'm like, yes, I'm getting it. And it's beautiful. It's hardcover. It's really good condition. So it looks brand new. And I'm very excited to read this book. It's about anxiety, and I think it sort of lines up with my approach to anxiety as well. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Ever since I went through depression and anxiety back in 2015 and 16, I read a lot of books about depression and anxiety to help me learn about it and to help me give me tools to walk through it, and other stories, just hearing other stories of people who go through it, that also was a huge help. So yeah, I'm kind of continuing that journey, even though I don't have, clinical depression or anxiety anymore. I do have an anxious sort of personality, and so I am continuing my learning about psychology and these different things. So I'm excited to read that. Speaking of books, this wasn't an op shop find or anything, but this is the book that I read while I was on holidays. And I'm going to speak a bit about this later on because it was very, very good. Very good. And so many insights from it that I learned and that I want to apply. And this book, yeah, very, very good about work and how God uses work in the world and how work is a good thing and how we can use work to serve others and glorify Him. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed this. Probably wasn't the best book for me to read on holidays, though, because it wasn't necessarily a relaxing read. And I think I've learned from that. Last year when we went on our holiday, I read much more of a relaxing book that I could just settle into and enjoy. This one I had to, engage with. I had to bring my mind to it, and it was kind of work to read it. Very challenging, very convicting, which is kind of not what you want on a holiday. You want to be relaxed and just give your mind a break, whereas my mind was very active reading this book, and so I kind of felt like, yeah, it was just very, very challenging, but very good to read, and makes me kind of reflect on my work and want to approach it maybe a bit differently. And we'll talk about that a bit more later on. This book, not from an op shop, but it was just $5 from like Kmart. And every year when we do our holiday, my nephew and I keep a different journal to record the trip. And so we both got one of these each, and he recorded his trip in his journal. And this is now my writing journal. So this will last however long, and I'll really enjoy writing in there. And what else? From the op shop, I got these cards. They were just these packs of cards, 6 in each pack, 50 cents each. So I thought, yes, I'll grab a whole bunch of these, because in the past I see them sold for, $2 to $5. So 50 cents, I'm like, bargain. Let's get a whole bunch of these. Always good for garden journals, bird, nature, botanical journals. Wonderful, wonderful. Always can use those as pages and as cards. And they're all different. Then more now the ephemera that I picked up. So, and this was another purchase. So I have been wanting to start a Lego collection for quite a while. My nephew loves Lego, and I see all his creations, and there's some that I'm like, oh, I'd like to do that one, and I'd like to do that one. And we were just in Kmart and walking past the Lego section, and I saw this magical unicorn for $10. I'm like, oh my goodness. And it was just so beautiful with the rainbow, and it reminded me of Beauty Sparkle, the unicorn that I imagined in my childhood. And the willow was my version of Wonderland, and the willow in the front of our garden was my version of a secret garden and my place where I could just dream and create. And it all came from my mind. So one of them was I was a princess, and the willow was my home, my palace, and I had a magical unicorn that I could talk to and fly on, and she had a rainbow tail and mane. And I named her Beauty Sparkle. So I now have my Beauty Sparkle. And since I'm claiming my princess, getting this Lego, it's a bit frivolous and I wouldn't normally do it. But I thought, I'm on holidays, let's celebrate the holiday with this souvenir. And the fact that it's reminding me of my childhood and my willow, and saying yes to imagination, saying yes to creativity, saying yes to my princess. So the princess has her unicorn. I think I need like a willow Lego. If they ever do a willow Lego, I will do that. I don't need anything. I've got everything I need. But I can get joy from Lego. Anyway, so then I got these two, and I also got my nephew the same ones to put in our journals, just, you know, postcard souvenirs, and I can write on the back of those when I do my journaling page spreads. And then all these different things, you know, that was how much the doily was. So that gift from my sister, business cards from places that we ate at. We went to Safeway to stock up on food, and we kept the cards. And look, Alice in Wonderland, so I'll have to put that one in the journal. And Storm was one of my favourite characters from X-Men back when I used to watch it as a kid, the cartoon version. Different cutouts and things from places that we visited and went to, the same thing, and ate at, and, you know, different cafes, and the map of the Whitsundays where I live, another eating place, Bowen, another map, a bigger map, so I can mark where we stayed. This is where I got a lot of the items I cut out, and so I can use this for backdrops as well if I want to. And then finally, from the op shop, hiding at the back here, I just got some heart vellum. And I love using vellum in junk journals. It's one of my favorite supplies. Let's just cut that open. And when you can find colored vellum or decorative vellum that has a pattern or design on it, that makes even better, you know, pages. So it also makes wonderful pockets. So we'll pull that out and I'll show you. So it looks like we've got some, maybe some small offcuts here. So these will make great pages just like that, or cut them into pockets. So this is fantastic. There's quite a few sheets here, quite a lot of them, which I'm very, very excited about. And yeah, that was a good find as well. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my haul slash, like, you know, I guess haul, both bought, both found, and I love combining both bought and found items in my journals with my photos as well. So I will show you some of my photos I printed out. I just use a Canon selfie for these ones, and I take it with me on the holiday, so it's portable, and that way we can print out the photos on the trip. And so I printed out a whole bunch for my nephew, and he put them in his journal, and I will go ahead and do the same. But I'm going to use my yearly journal, my intentional life journal, for this. I was going to put it in this journal, but I ended up just using this as a writing journal, and I have documented my trip in there just with writing. But now I'm going to document the trip with all of this in my intentional life journal. So that is going to be fun. So I will share that a bit later on my channel, and hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. A big thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in July. I literally cannot do this without you, so it means the absolute world to me. If you would like to support me for the month of August, feel free to head on over to my Patreon. The link is down below in the description box, and that is where you get access to extra videos, the Make a Journal With Me series, and the sneak peeks to my journals and creations, and first access for all of those, plus printables, every digital kit in my Etsy, and mail tiers, and lots of fun goodies over there. You are also welcome to donate through PayPal or buy me a coffee as a once-off thing anytime. Thank you so much for all of your support and for being here with me on this creative journey.